Every financial crash is sold as a tragedy. Jobs disappear, savings evaporate, headlines scream panic, and quietly, in the background, more billionaires are made. Not after the crash, during it. That's not a conspiracy. It's not luck. It's math. And once you see the math, you can't unsee it. Right now, markets feel fragile again. Debt is high, confidence is thin, and most people are asking the same question they always ask before a downturn. How do I survive this? Very few people ask a different question. How do people get rich from this? Because crashes don't destroy wealth evenly. They rearrange it. To understand why, we need to strip the story down to something uncomfortable and simple. Crashes don't start with panic. They start with leverage. In good times, money feels cheap. Interest rates are low. Credit flows easily. Banks lend. Investors borrow. Companies expand. Everything is built on tomorrow being slightly better than today. Then something breaks. It doesn't matter what. A housing market. A tech bubble. A currency. A virus. The trigger is never the point. The point is what happens next. Asset prices fall. Stocks drop. Real estate weakens. Businesses miss payments. And suddenly, debt matters again. Here's the first uncomfortable truth. When prices fall, people without cash are forced to sell. When prices fall, people with cash get to choose. That difference creates billionaires. Let's slow that down. Most people experience crashes through income. They lose jobs. Hours are cut. Bills don't wait. So they sell assets at the worst possible moment. Stocks, property, businesses. Not because they want to. Because they have to. At the same time, a smaller group experiences crashes very differently. Their income doesn't depend on wages. Their money isn't tied up in one paycheck or one asset. They're liquid, and liquidity is power during a crash. Because when everyone else is desperate to sell, prices don't fall gently. They collapse. This is where the second truth appears. Crashes don't reward intelligence. They reward positioning. You don't need to predict the crash. You need to survive it with capital intact. When assets drop 30, 40, 50%, nothing magical happens to their usefulness. Factories still work. Companies still sell products. Land doesn't disappear. Only the price changes. So those with capital step in and buy what panic made cheap. Not because they're braver. Because they can wait. Now comes the part most people never hear. Crashes are often followed by intervention. Central banks cut rates. Governments inject money. Liquidity floods back into the system. This isn't charity, it's stabilization. But here's the irony. The money meant to save the economy flows first into assets, not wages. Stocks recover before jobs. Real estate recovers before incomes. Financial markets heal faster than households. So the people who bought assets at the bottom don't just recover. They multiply. This is why the number of billionaires often rises after crises, not before them. Not because the system malfunctioned. Because it worked as designed. Publicly, crashes are framed as resets. Painful but fair. A chance to rebuild. Privately, they function as transfers. From the leverage to the liquid. From sellers to buyers. From those who need money now to those who can wait. That's the hidden mechanism, and it leads to a quiet absurdity. The same event that destroys millions of lives financially is described, years later, as a historic buying opportunity. Same crash, two completely different experiences. Zoom out far enough, and the pattern repeats. Every major downturn concentrates ownership. Fewer hands control more assets. Market share consolidates. Power centralizes. Not because people didn't work hard. Not because they made bad choices, but because crashes don't punish effort. They punish fragility. And fragility is not evenly distributed. So the next time markets fall and headlines talk about fear, ask yourself a different question. Not, is this bad? But, who can afford to stay calm right now? Because that answer usually explains who the next billionaires will be. And the uncomfortable part is this.